This right here is an Instant-Read Thermometer. I was given the impression by people who have and use their kitchen very often that this is a very useful kitchen tool to have in your arsenal. It's a pretty essential household item if you want to have any kind of precision when, cooking with the temperature, which some dishes require. You don't have to be like super precise, but it's more precise than sticking your finger in, because trust me, that's not the best technique. And on account of it being so ubiquitous and so in demand, it's also quite cheap to get. So one day I woke up and I decided that I needed one of these for a project idea that I had at that point waking up. It was going to be a pretty packed day, so I went to the bank, I got some cash, and then I went downtown to the huge multi-level electronics store that is there. I went to a total of 6 stores that day, all of whom were large, all of whom sold electronics or kitchen equipment or both. Most of them sold both, and not a single one of them had this essential, simple, and cheap kitchen item stocked. One of them even directed me to their online shop, where he said, well, we might have that there, but I'm not sure. These weren't like tiny mom and pop operations. These are huge electronic chain stores that span multiple levels in the supercenters that they're in. They're big names that sell a wide range of products. I went home, I went on Amazon, and I had my Instant-Read Thermometer the next day. And this is the crux of the issue, really. You have all these people complaining about how the soulless mega super corporate store on the internet, Amazon, is destroying brick and mortar retail. The horror! The horror! And it's your patriotic duty to support your local retailers by going there and buying from them. Local retailers which, by the way, are themselves soulless megacorporations who used every underhanded tactic in the book to destroy the small business operations that might have been able to compete with them in any given area. But now that death is knocking at their door, suddenly being replaced is bad. And it's very much true that they are fighting an uphill battle. Goliath has become David. The online competition is always open, it's always stocked, they always have all of the products, and very often they are cheaper. You've way more information easily available to you online than you would at a physical store location, and this ranges from technical specifications to actual customer reviews. And if you're not satisfied with the information that you have, you're at your computer. You do one quick Google search, it's easy and convenient. If you're trying to get recommendations for something at a brick and mortar store, the most likely cases are A, the people who work there don't know shit about what they're selling, or B, the people who work there will try to sell you the most expensive thing no matter what. Plus, did I mention that if you want to buy things online, you don't even need to put your trousers on and leave the house? You can get everything from the comfort of your own computer chair, or maybe your bed if you have a laptop. There's only one advantage, one singular advantage that brick and mortar retail has over online stores, and that's that you can wake up in the morning, have an idea, go to the shop, buy everything you need, and come back home and have it all on that same day. Except when you fucking don't, eh? And this is very much not my first retail experience where I went out to buy something that was really quite common and they didn't have it. As a matter of fact, I think statistically speaking, when I was looking for something specific that wasn't just groceries or, like plates, a cup of tea, most of the time when I go out to buy some item and I visit multiple stores, none of them have it. And let me tell you this, internet retailers working very hard to make sure that they don't have this single disadvantage anymore in the near future. And as much as the big retail chains would like you to believe otherwise, the people who suffer from this the most are still the small business owners. They are the ones being driven to the very fringe of the market, always at risk of just falling off and dying. They can't stock the same amounts and diversity of wares that a big chain super corporation can. They don't have the PR apparatus, they don't have the financial and networking backing of this huge mega corporation, so they're still the ones getting fucked before anyone else. The only option that most of them still have is to just become highly specialized in an area where you have a lot of customers that look for the kinds of products that you sell and build a rapport personally with those customers. But any business major will tell you that that is a highly volatile proposition. You're literally putting all of your eggs in one basket because that's the only option you have left. If there's some major disturbance happens in that market that you had nothing to do with, you are fucked. The most primo example of this that I personally experienced is Bookshops. I like Bookshops because I like books. As you may have noticed, Bookshops can be a real adventure. They're usually run by people who also love books, so you're buying from someone who shares your hobby and who understands that there's cool books for literally any kind of taste. Like this, let me get this real quick and deconstruct this thing that I haven't. This John Grisham right here, right? I bought this in one of the most fascinating places on the planet. I purchased this in a magical bookshop, an English bookshop in Palma de Mallorca, which is located right here. You should have a Google Earth thing on the screen at this point in time right now. It's this maze of like books and shelves and strange corridors that doesn't really follow any rhyme or reason. If you want to navigate this place properly, you have to have some basic ballet skills, because you'll have books, they're all over the floor, and they're here, and there's like arches of books, and you have to be real narrow, and sometimes there's passages that I wouldn't fit through at this point in time, just because, not even like, I lost a lot of weight, but I still wouldn't fit through them. It spans I don't know how many floors, because they're sort of weirdly interlocking, and no matter where you go, if you think you've reached a dead end, there's always more stuff somehow, because you go at a shelf and then you notice, oh, there's actually another corridor that I can go down here. And now I'm in this area, and what is this? And what? You have a trap door in the floor? And now I'm at the ceiling again? It's genuinely, right? I guarantee you somewhere in that place is the doorway to Narnia. And if you're ever in Palma, go there. But you know where I don't get this experience? When I go to like a big book superstore. They have tons of books. They probably even have people working there who care about books. But when I see one of them, I've seen them all. And much like I can't ever find specific items in regular stores, I've never walked into a bookshop with a particular book in mind and found that book stocked there. So Amazon really very often had to be my ultimate solution to that problem. I love browsing books, but I have very good financial discipline, so usually browsing is all I do. Unless, of course, they do somehow have a book that I have been looking for. But once again, that never happens. Which, I mean, frankly, I live in Germany and I read pretty much exclusively English language genre fiction. So I get that they don't really stock that here. Germany has a very strong literary culture. All of the books that you have, like Dune and the Jim Butcher books, and all of these, you get all those translated into German. You don't have to stock them in English. But some small bookshops are surviving, like that magical place in Palma. Or, you know, many bookshops that specialize in sort of genre fiction, but they also double as like tabletop stores and merch stores. But it's not really the availability of stuff that drags me there. It's the atmosphere and the experience of going to a cool bookshop. Amazon can do pretty much everything better than they can, except for the experience of actually holding the book in hand before you have purchased it. And frankly, I do doubt that this simple fact is going to be the thing that keeps many of them, like, in business for much longer, I have to be honest. Which is sad, but true. But here's the thing. Nobody goes to an electronics retailer for the cool atmosphere and experience of going to an electronics retailer. So they don't even have that going for them. This is why I say, brick and mortar retailers, you need to evolve or you will fucking die. I can't tell you how to evolve. I don't have your solutions. All I know that there's a problem and you're gonna have to find solutions, because if you don't, Jeff Bezos is going to have your ass. Thank you very much for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe, leave all your opinions in the comments. Share this to your relevant communities, but do not spam them. Consider supporting me on Subscribestar or Patreon, or possibly purchasing some of this beautiful merchandise. Obviously not the button, that's a unique thing that one of the best fans that I have made for me. Fuck you, Philly D, look at this. This is actually proportional. Have you seen the play button in Philly D's videos? It's not at all proportional, it sucks. This is way better, so... Basically, I'm more successful as a YouTuber than Philip DeFranco is what I'm trying to say. And in that spirit, I don't know, go to a bookshop to make them survive. But fuck, like, brick and mortar retail that refuses to evolve. And is trying to just coast on the established fact that they are established. And see you around, cunts.